Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today we're unpacking something genuinely fascinating. It's called the brain song experience. Now, it's a pretty compact claim on paper, but wow, it really packs a punch when it comes to how we think about focus, learning, and our overall mental wellness. So let's just go ahead and break it down to see exactly what's being offered here. Okay, let's dive into this. The source text reads, "Begin your brain song experience. Join thousands who use this relaxing, neuroscience-inspired sound to support focus, learning, and overall mental wellness. Try it today, risk-free, and enjoy the feeling of a sharper, healthier brain at any age." All right, so that is the complete, incredibly carefully crafted claim we're looking at today. And throughout this explainer, we're going to meticulously break this whole thing down, literally sentence by sentence, so we can really understand the specific promise being made to you, the reader.
Moving into Section 1, the brain song experience, and what we're calling the personal invitation.
Look at the pacing of this very first sentence. It's clearly aiming to invite this immediate sense of calm. Begin your brain song experience. Notice how it doesn't just say, begin the brain song experience. It explicitly says your. That second person address right there, that is absolutely crucial. It immediately bridges the gap between the product itself and, well, you, the user. Right out of the gate, it frames this entire interaction not as some sort of generic transaction, but as a deeply personalized event that's tailored specifically for your own mental wellness journey. Let's move to Section 2 and see how this builds into a neuroscience-inspired sound, or the mechanics of it all. So, the core offering here is specifically described as a neuroscience-inspired sound. Now think about that phrase for a second. It's taking what we usually think of as a pretty passive activity, just listening to some relaxing audio, and it's anchoring it directly to the super complex scientific field of neuroscience. The source material is essentially positioning the sound itself as a functional, cognitive tool, meaning it's not just pleasant background music to zone out to, it's defined as a highly specific mechanism that's intended to yield very real, specific mental results. Pretty cool, right?
And you might be wondering, well, who is actually using this tool? The text explicitly invites you to, quote, join thousands. By citing that specific number, the source material is heavily leveraging social proof. It's impartially illustrating the sheer size of the existing community engaging with this sound. Doing this gives a very tangible sense of scale to the whole thing. It suggests to us that, hey, this isn't some isolated, untested experiment happening in a basement somewhere. Rather, it's a widely adopted practice, complete with an established community of users who are all seeking these exact same cognitive benefits.
Which brings us nicely to Section 3, focus, learning, and wellness. Let's look at the core benefits. What's really interesting about this is how the claim isn't just some vague, hand-wavy promise about simply feeling good. It breaks a dense idea down into 3 highly digestible, distinct pillars: supporting focus, supporting learning, and supporting overall mental wellness. By structuring the information exactly like this, it hits on those universal desires we all pretty much share, right? The desire to cut through daily distractions, the ability to absorb new information better, and just maintaining a solid, healthy baseline of mental clarity. In our crazy, fast-paced daily lives, having a tool that directly addresses these specific cognitive needs really explains why the whole concept of a functional wellness sound is just so universally appealing. Finally, let's head into Section 4, a sharper brain today. This is the final promise. The text presents a really brilliant dynamic here. First off, look at the action that's required from you. Try it today, risk-free. It's immediate. It is an incredibly low-barrier step. Honestly, it asks for almost nothing. But then, contrast that with the resulting promise: a sharper, healthier brain at any age. I mean, wow, that is a massive, long-term cognitive promise. And please, definitely note that phrase "at any age," because that is a vital demographic marker. The source is explicitly claiming that the barrier to entry is virtually zero, but the potential upside, getting a healthier brain, is limitless, completely regardless of how old you happen to be. Which naturally leaves us with this final, provocative thought drawn directly from the ethos of the text. Are you ready to enjoy a sharper, healthier brain at any age? Think about it. In just a few minutes here, we've unpacked the personalized invitation, the specific mechanics of this neuroscience-inspired sound, and the highly structured promises of focus, learning, and overall wellness. It's honestly a fascinating study in how just a few short sentences can construct such a compelling journey for the reader. I really hope this explainer helped clarify exactly what the source material is offering and how cleverly it communicates its value. So keep this entire framework in mind as you contemplate your own personal path to mental wellness. Until next time, Stay curious and keep learning.